was in agony all over my body. I asked for help, but nobody was ready to assist me.
Childbirth for most women is a fulfilling and positive experience. But for those who are marginalised and poor, the outcome can be very different. Without access to proper medical care, women can experience serious complications. Umzeto is a 13-year-old girl from Burkina Faso who knows the horrific consequences of lack of medical care. After 6 days of agonising labour, she gave birth to a stillborn child. The prolonged childbirth left her with an obstetric fistula, causing her to leak urine uncontrollably. Her mother now understands that childbirth can be risky, especially for young girls.
I also married young and had many children. I didn't understand this could happen to my daughter. Now that we know, we don't want to let this ever happen again.
Umzeto is one of over 2 million women in the developing world living with a condition known as obstetric fistula. Fistula occurs when a woman has difficulty giving birth and is unable to access medical help, such as a caesarean section. She can be in labour for several days and the baby usually dies. The mother is then left with chronic incontinence. So how exactly does the fistula occur? During prolonged obstructed labour, the constant pressure of the baby's head against the mother's bladder or rectum damages soft tissues, creating a hole or fistula. This hole leaves the woman unable to control her flow of urine or feces, or both.
Fistula and the suffering of these girls has been so overlooked. It is one of these complications of birth that is linked with shame, and therefore it is hidden.
Some women live with fistula for years, unaware that relatively simple surgery can cure their incontinence. This can have a devastating effect on a woman's life. The unpleasant odour often drives husbands and loved ones away, and the woman is frequently blamed for her debilitating condition. These women at the Babaruga Hospital in Nigeria are among the lucky ones who are able to get treatment. After successful surgery, women can usually bear more children. The simple fact is that such tragedies should not happen in the 21st century. The causes of fistula are well known, the methods for its treatment understood, and the action needed to prevent it is both feasible and achievable. A global campaign to end fistula is underway, led by UNFPA, the United Nations Population Front and partners. The campaign brings together health experts, governments, and partner agencies across the most affected countries in sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and the Arab region. Its major aims are prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. One of the patients at the Babaruga Hospital is a young woman, Zainab Abdu, who suffered a fistula when delivering her third child. At that time, she experienced a 2-day obstructed labour when she was unable to get any medical attention. Subsequently, hearing about the fistula centre, she travelled a long distance to seek treatment, and arriving at the centre, met many other women suffering from the same condition who were able to share experiences with her.
I went through a very hard labour. It lasted for more than 2 days. I suffered a lot. I was in agony all over my body. I couldn't even lift my hand. When I was in that agony, I was thinking, is this the way that other women suffer?
The most effective ways to prevent fistula are through family planning, so that women can plan and space their births, providing women with skilled medical care during pregnancy and childbirth, and emergency care for women who experience complications. Gloria Ezegbona is a British doctor of Nigerian descent who has a long-term interest in helping women with fistula. Like many of the doctors at the Babaruga Hospital, she volunteered her services for fistula treatment and travelled from London to take part.
It's quite strange being here at the moment. It's sort of a mixture of joy, the fact that I can actually help this woman, and complete sadness, and I could actually say anger as well, that these ladies should actually be in this position in the first place, because just for the want of the simple obstetric care, they have now found themselves in this position. We should also be thinking about how can we prevent this from happening to anybody again in the future. We want to prevent young girls, like the ones you can see behind us, ever having to go through this at all.
While prevention is at the heart of the End Fistula campaign, there is also a strong commitment to provide immediate help to the women whose lives have already been affected. The campaign is helping to train doctors, nurses and social workers, and to support fistula centres so that fistula patients receive the medical care they need. Here in northern Nigeria, the campaign has helped organise a major pilot project to treat hundreds of women with fistula. The women arrive from across the region, often after long, arduous journeys, many of them having suffered with the condition for years without realising that treatment is possible.
I was told that some women have had an operation that has cured their fistula. When I heard this, I was filled with hope. If I have the operation, I'll be able to live a normal life.
With an estimated 20,000 new cases of fistula each year in Nigeria alone, medical experts like obstetrician-gynecologist Dr. Sunday Adewe are committed to providing treatment to lower the backlog of patients, but recognise that prevention is just as vital.
Because we cannot just continue to repair and repair and repair, and that is unacceptable. Prevention, to me, is the final key to solving this problem.
The third element of the campaign is to enable women to rebuild their lives after surgery and to avoid developing fistula again with their next birth. Counselling, income-generating activities, and community outreach all help restore self-esteem and assist women to reintegrate into society.
The psychological aspect, that is the most difficult part, to cure the mind. To cure the mind. But I do know that a successful repair goes a long way in doing that. Then the social worker does a lot of rehabilitation for the patients to try and get them to fit back into the society that has long rejected them for no fault of theirs.
After the treatment, they have hope to go back to their community and have their own self-esteem, marry, carry out with any type of income-generating activities they intend to do. So I have high hopes, and also they have high hopes because they will become women of dignity again in the community.
The most important part of the commitment to protect the rights of women is to ensure that such a complication in a woman's life, in a young girl's life, will never occur again.